But let's crack into updates on the flower project. Shall I go first, or would you like to share? Because you haven't been on live for a wee while. I feel like, do you want to talk
Sure.
about spring? Because you've got flowers, or maybe not in Huntsville.
Yeah, it's different here. It's like it's such a weird thing because I lamented and was so like hurting last spring, and then here we are now, and it's going like bonkers in the city. Like it's just so warm, and all of my plants are just doing so well. My valerian, even 2 weeks ago, was huge. Everything is just growing and growing and growing. Everything that I'm growing in pots is just like all the stinging nettle, like everything. But I have to move this garden now. So this is the next challenge, is that, you know, I'm not going to live in the city anymore. I'm going to live here in Huntsville, and it is moving everything from a 6B, possibly with climate change. Truly, let's be real. Oh yes, it's beautiful. Wow. From a 6B to a 7A, like it's almost that much in the heat of the year where we are. And so I just think it's really interesting. And now I'm going to a 4B, and the plants are already so established there, and it's like this painful thing. And I've talked to a couple people, and they were just like, oh, don't worry about it, just leave it and just go. And I know you've done moves, and I know there's things we do have to leave, and I know there's things that it does happen, but like, I fought so hard for these. you know I spent a whole year trying to establish this stuff. And so I'm like, oh, to start from scratch is hard. It all feels hard right now. I know how that feels. You know, because I was there. You were there. Zazie has done this whole journey with me, right?
Yeah.
So I think it is a bit tricky, and we're trying to figure out how to move stuff. But we literally can't do anything until June because the soil here is very cold. Very, very cold. So, and even today, I went outside to do a call. I was freezing without a sweater. And it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was like, oh no, like we are really not even close to bringing everything here.
And with spring starting late, does that also mean that autumn comes early and the whole season is short at both ends?
No, we have this incredible autumn.
Okay.
So I think it's more that we have to start thinking about June 1st to October 31st.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at April as the time, that's
So does that mean that September, October, you'll be picking flowers and
if I can get them to grow. Yes, absolutely. But like I moved to where there's a huge stinging nettle patch. And I've moved to where, so one of the great things, Azzy, do you want to talk to the hellebores? Talk about it? Yes, tell her. So we were walking at the street today, and yet we saw Mom. Um, we aren't sure for sure, but we think we saw hellebores. Do you know hellebores? Yeah,
they're often called like winter roses, right?
and I think that it's like one of the first things that blooms, and there's quite a few variations, but they are spectacular. And there's something that they are the first flowers that will bloom, and so we're thinking we can go back because it looks like they're growing on the edge of this rocky, sandy, like abandoned area that is actually owned by the hydro company, and nobody is going to collect them. And I have like a few hellebores in my like nice garden in the city that were gifted to me by my landscaping neighbor. And I've been trying to figure out how to move them. And it's been this whole thing. But then we were just walking and we saw them growing on the edge of this like discarded, crazy, like sandy, sad place. Yeah. And we said, this is what we were been looking for.
And I said that I think I saw a little gnome home, and I found
Definitely.
2, and we think there's more, and it was next to the hellebores.
So then we're like, okay, so these are indicative of gnome homes. Absolutely. There's all these cool spaces that are obviously created. So there is also this sense of like we can take a little, maybe, and maybe we have to gift something in return. So some crystals or something, because there's these huge roots and these root homes, and it's obvious that it's all the gnomes that are there, and then all the hellebores like surrounding it. And so we thought that's something to share on the Substack.
Please do.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Like more like photos and what you've left as an offering, if you feel like sharing that publicly. I know sometimes
Absolutely.
lots
Like,
of rituals.
how do we forage with reverence for elementals? Because I think that is the next step for us, is that we work so deeply with the elementals and we love them so fiercely, and they're so much a part of how we garden that it's like really important. So when we stumbled upon this little like oasis, we went, oh my goodness.
Yay. And what are the tree roots? Like, what are the trees around you there?
They're all like deciduous.
Okay.
So pine and cedar and like, yeah, all aspen, kind of like deep, dark, you know how the roots, they grow in these like funky waves, and they embed, because we are on when I've done meditation, and this may sound crazy, but we've done meditation on where we live right now, it's like that this used to actually be like a mountain, and then over time this huge hill has become this like soft kind of like, and it still is not soft. You have to walk like this to get to our house. Like, it's literally like this. And so we have flora and fauna that have thrived on a very steep environment. And that is something that we're dealing with in terms of both like water, because water runs down the hill very fast. We have to create waterways, and now as I'm like here in this space, it's interesting. It's like, well, I'm a mountain, like that energy of like, I'm a mountain. You can't just garden me, so I find that really interesting, and that there's natural waterways that we're going to have to work with. But I think that, sorry, and maybe I'm mispronouncing this, Victor Schauberger, who is does the original spiral work, or not the original, but does the big beautiful forms. Is it? How do you say his name?
Schauberger?
Something like that. Victor for sure. The other people
I always Schauberger
a million times. Anyway, that is like the cool piece of it, is that if we can do these cool things on the side of the mountain and then capture some of the water and then feed our stuff as it goes with these spirals, built-in vortexes would be my like dream.
Wow.
Have to come.
Let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. We kind of set the, like, I wonder if we could get to the Biodynamic Research Conference. We made it happen. We did it.
Done.
So what's next? I mean, I still want to have some time at the Abbey in Germany, but I don't know if they haven't replied to me. I think I might need to.
You just have to show up. Yeah,
No, I think I need to reach out
Like you can do
German and like.
You think it'd be tough? I think they'll be like, "Oh my God, somebody wants to be here." I think they'll be amazed at it. And you're such a hard worker. Like,
And you are too.
I don't understand German. I don't speak German. That in order to go visit and stay for a while and help out, there needs to be some interaction. Anyway,
they'll never.
so hellebores,
Yeah.
tree bark, mountains, water. And I don't know if you feel like talking about this or not, but what about the composting and worm farming? What's happening with your food scraps?
Okay, so my 2 worm composters are empty. I need to buy new worms. And then
Because we do not.
because we do not have
free
we set them free
for their own life
their own life
to have fun in the dirt.
in the dirt.
That kind of doesn't sound fun to us, but it's fun for the worms.
Yeah, but I think they've done well. I don't know if you can hear Zazie. She's painting beautifully. She's saying we let the worms go to have their own life and their own fun in the dirt.
Yeah.
And that we will now acquire new worms. And that is something that we will do once we can move them back in. They are right now on the front porch, like just the bins. And I think what I would like to do is similar to like all this work I did to build like a 3-post compost system, and then as well to do May's. Like May Bruce is beautiful, and I'm gonna hire a guy, and we can just do it here with the clap top. I think that's best. It's very shady. And I think the more that I work with compost, the more I realize you actually do need the heat in order to make it so if it's too shady, then you don't get the proper heat. If it's not shady enough, then everything, it just kind of bakes. So I'm trying to find it through observation, permaculture, and all the things. I'm trying to find the perfect spot to build this compost system. And then I'm going to be able to do, I think, because my mom is very, very concerned about bears. We have a big bear problem. I mean, there's a lot of bears. And so if we start to just put scraps out, she says, well, you can't put scraps out because the bears come.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we have possums and rats, but like bears is a whole other. Like,
bears are a whole other thing. Yeah. So the other thing I was thinking is just like to dig a really deep hole and do trenching. Because trenching, I think, would be fine. And then if something comes, digs it up, well, then you didn't dig your trench deep enough.
You can do trenching inside a container.
What do you mean? How so?
Well, you get like a big plastic, I don't know, like one of those kind of food grade, massive barrel things, and you put soil and then food scraps in the soil and food scraps, soil and food scraps. So it's like trenching, but you don't have to dig a hole.
Oh, well, that's interesting. But I would need to, my mom's like, well, it can't be here because it won't look good. Can't be here because it has to move over there. It's like, I love I'm so grateful.
There's so many people.
There is like a boomer thing. It's a boomer thing. And I do feel it. Like I do feel the this like no. Why would we do this? Like it's gonna be fine. Don't stress about it. And I'm like, no, it's not fine. And we do need to, like, we're wasting money. We could be building our own soil. We could be doing these things. And she wants to do it, but she doesn't want it to be unsightly. I find that interesting. I'm like, well, it's decomposition. Like things are unsightly. Like you do have to have a space to create soil in a way, Not under the bus at all. She's been amazing.
I feel like she's actually normal. It's not just a boomer thing. It's a normal thing. Like we are the weird ones.
We are the weird ones. I know. Girl, I know. And I'm so tired of being so weird. I'm just like, oh, like it does feel, in so many ways like you just keep fighting and fighting for basic sustainability. Like this is
It,
basic. Like
it occurred to me a couple of weeks ago that I'm actually spending money to teach biodynamics. I can't afford to do it.
no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I have to.
And then I
plug
had
this phone in.
someone say, "Why do you have to be biodynamic? Would you consider working with people who aren't?" And I'm like, I'm running out of energy. It is like I can see the end of my life.
Yeah.
Approaching.
No,
Like,
not at all. I'm not going to agree to that.
I'm not going to waste energy compromising my values.
I know. Zazzy's like, no way. You're so vibrant.
No, but it's like that halfway point. I don't think I want to live beyond 100. Let's be real.
I mean, 100's great. It's a good goal.
Anyway, what else? What else to ask you? Have you got dried flowers from last year?
Oh my God, yes. Okay,
She has
so
millions.
she has millions. I have so much, and I went through everything today, and then I just have to use. Maybe I can show you. I don't know if I can flip. I can. Can I flip this? I have elderflower. Look at all my chamomile. Look at my honey. Stinging nettle is only low because it's the end of the season, but I'm gonna have more. Sorry, all my herbs. Don't mind all of my dandelion is looking very low. And valerian I have. And then my oak bark is down at the bottom.
Fabulous.
But what I found is that I end up using it like as medicine for me in the dark months. So,
what do you mean?
In these dark months where there's nothing growing, I'm drinking it. I'm making it into tea. I'm ingesting it. I'm becoming it. I'm using it all the time. I've had to restock the chamomile. I've had to restock the stinging nettle. I harvested so much. I've gone through so much of it, and it makes me better, and it makes me more connected to the plants the more that I drink it through the winter.
That makes you so
good. Maybe that's part of the floral compost activator practice, is to pick the flowers in a food grade way and then have them in the tea cupboards so that it's medicine for the compost, for the garden, and for ourselves.
And for ourselves. Like, I'm not thinking about the garden. I'm thinking about myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, how
should be doing.
Is that what we should be doing? Because, like, honestly, I'm ingesting the floral compost. Like, I'm drinking it. I'm activating. I'm eating it.
Wonderful. Are there any of them that you wouldn't drink? Would you drink oak bark?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You think it's bad? I've drank it. It's fine. I make a little tea.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Well, we're just chatting about flowers and floral compost activator. Oh. No, I drink all of them. And I think it's really fascinating because it's like, it's really helped me with my fortitude, my discipline, my will to live in these times when it's like hard. So I'm making things as much as I'm doing other things, and I still have the field and compost spray. That is the JPI version, and I do really love that Pfeiffer mix, and we're going to be doing a lot of sprays. But today is ascending moon in Pisces, so lettuce not lettuce, leaf. Sorry, lettuce on the brain.
She
I keep saying lettuce day.
She keeps saying lettuce today.
I do.
Leaf.
I'm like, let's get the lettuce going. But then every time I go outside, the soil is so cold, and I'm like, even without cloches, without something like some kind of covering, it's just not gonna. It's just too much. And then I don't have this set up yet in this little apartment that I'm in. So I'm like, all right. Anyways, yes, it has felt like lettuce day all day.
Yeah, she keeps.
Yeah.
She keeps saying lettuce. Lettuce.
But at the same time, I've had chamomile all day. I've had stinging needle. Like I cycle through. It doesn't have to be all of them at once.
I love stinging.
You love stinging nettle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you love chamomile.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
think
tasty.
chamomile is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So good.
Mushroom houses. And we've been building and trying to create relationships with all of the elementals here, because I think that there is like a lot of work to be done to allow them to trust us in some way. It feels, yeah, there's a lot of glass. I don't know. It's like there used to be, if you walk off my mom's like little area, I think I've talked to you about this before, there's just like garbage everywhere. So the west side of Huntsville, where I live, is like the bad side, like the, kind of like seedy side. And we live in one of the original houses that was one of the fancy houses in the beginning. It was built in the 1890s. It's like ancient. But I think they just threw all their garbage in the back. And this glass, and we find all these old bottles from literally the early 1900s. Like we have so many bottles back here.
Last we made window for our, the house that we made for our fairies.
So we're making the glass that we find into the window house, the fairy house.
Oh, nice. I bet they love that.
I think they do. That looks amazing. No, it's going to be fine. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. That looks beautiful, Zazie. I love all of the... Look at that.
Yay.
You're making a bookmark. It's a beautiful bookmark.
Gorgeous.
So we're just trying to deal with all this glass. And you want this?
No, I was just trying to smack it.
I do think that there's like a real sense of introducing ourselves. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. And I'm curious about the honey and bees in the area.
Yeah, my mom has huge bees, but they're massive mason bees.
I don't like
that come. They're so big. Yeah, you do. They're so big. My mom has focused mostly on annuals. We still have a lot of fruit flies from having
I think I almost got it.
We still, it's like these fruit flies came, they were already here when we moved in, and then when we had the worm farms, they went really crazy, and now we've removed the worm farms and we're still dealing with the fruit flies, but it is something that I think will be part of the story of like reintegrating that. Anyway, sorry, what was the question?
As you rebuild your stock of plants and grow your own flowers for the floral compost activator, I'm just curious about honey and what happens when we use honey made from bees that lived in the area that we're treating with the activator. Like how close can we get that connection?
I would love that. So what happened was a couple of years ago, my mom, so it's mostly ironwood. Do you know ironwood? It's called ironwood because it's like impenetrable. And it's so, they basically said, if we can't do anything with this, we can't even cut it into firewood. And my mom said, just put it in piles and leave it around. So we have these big piles of ironwood all over. And I thought if I went in and I drilled a whole bunch of holes, what could happen? What kind of opportunity? Experimenting. What kind of opportunity would present itself, not just for the bees, but also for all of this other life that could come? And I also thought that it would be, because it's so shaded and we have all these huge piles of like really dense, dark, impenetrable wood, would it not be something good for mushrooms? So
I
those
don't know.
are two things in terms of the thoughts of like drilling into these big piles of wood, creating some bee hotels, as it were. But I don't know that we would be able to support buying our own bees this year. It may be something that would be another year. But I also question buying bees. I want to create relationship with the bees that are here. I did it so beautifully in the city.
Yeah. I
In the
think
city, right? We had our own bees. We had our own
Friends.
We had our friends.
And here we're still making them.
Yeah.
But I think that the fairies are already our friends.
You think so?
Definitely the fairies.
Definitely the
The
fairies.
gnomes are getting to know us.
They're a little bit crusty though. That's kind of gnomes.
Yeah, gnomes are a tiny bit grumpy.
They are a little bit.
But it could be a gnome named Happy, and he's just happy all the time.
It's true.
I think it wasn't necessarily about you having bees for your own honey, but climate-wise, are there beekeepers in the area? Like you,
There's
would there
been
be-
my understanding is that they've been decimated by bad years.
Okay.
So, and this is something I was saying to Alan Clements when we had our last chat with him. I said that the mites have been incredibly destructive, and to the main growers, like in Huntsville, like they've lost like hundreds and hundreds of bees. And I think that they're also spraying the woods with glyphosate. Like that's the other thing that's happening. Like I know it's happening in the US. Canada, you can't know what's going on because they don't tell you, and it's all under lock and key. And then you're like, I don't know, something weird is happening. Everything's dying, but like you can't say for sure because not only do we not access news online, like there's so many things in terms of the way that they keep us from being able to see what's going on. So, but I believe they're spraying with glyphosate. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. And but I think creating homes for your woodland area, and creating these little I don't know, like little bee hotels, right? Like these little bug hotels. Those are the best. And there's so many little ways to do it. We had this children's book that taught us how to do it, and now it's like become our
favorite thing.
Our favorite thing. And we make all of these little bug hotels and see kind of. The other thing is this is kind of a bit of a leap, but the Chinese ladybugs, the ladybugs that are not regular ladybugs, the ladybugs that are smaller, they're orange and yellow, they have taken over, and they push out the regular species of ladybug, the truly like kind ladybug that does the work, and they don't do the work. They don't eat the aphids. They don't eat any of they don't do the work, but what they do is they push out the good ones, and it's a big problem. They also infest woods and wood, like they infest homes and whatever. So so it's really become a big problem, and that's another invasive species that is pushing out a native ladybug species that's very difficult. I'd cultivated a native ladybug species in my front yard. Then I went up north to Magnetowan. We lived in Magnetowan for literally 2 months. Then I moved my plants back. They had already put their eggs in my plant soil. They came out. They pushed my native ladybugs completely out of Toronto, like out of my Toronto house. And all of that work I had established to create like native ladybug habitat, they were gone. And then it was like a big problem, and they ended up It's so sad.
Like I love you.
I know.
Like
I know.
you left
And they look so different than native ladybugs. They're fat. They have like this totally different back
Yeah,
than
they're
the
fat, and
other
they have-
ones.
and they have like millions of dots. Yeah, and the red ones just have 3.
Yeah, you can really tell the difference. The invasive ones have so many dots. The real ones, they only have 3. Like it's very different.
Saskia found one, and my friend Saskia found
Yeah.
them, and she said they're still lucky, but I said they aren't.
They aren't the lucky ones,
They
you
aren't.
know? And it's you can't even find lucky ones anymore.
Yeah, but like if you find a lucky one, you are the luckiest person.
Yeah, I agree. We'll figure it out.
Everyone is lucky.
Everyone is lucky. Yeah, we make our own luck.
Part of me is like really envious that you're at the start of spring and you've got the whole season ahead, and like part of me is also like, yeah, I'm ready for winter. Let's slow down and
Tell me what's going on with Flower Project. Like, where are you now? What's going on?
Okay, so for me, stuff in the last 2 weeks since I was online. We 5th of May, we did a CPP pit at the local marae. And I
Nice.
went and got cow manure from a whānau, like a family farm that's been in a Māori family for like many, many, many hundreds of years probably. And oh, it's so special. And so the CPP pit has been renamed Te Tiko o Te Ko, which is like the manure of the cow. So I'm the crazy cow manure lady with like a renamed preparation.
Yeah. Do it.
So what's that?
Do it. Do it.
Yeah. So I mix my CPP by hand, and it's so good. Then I've been kind of immersed in weaving land, working with the Harakeke fiber. Super big celebration. The latest issue of the New Zealand Biodynamic magazine had a little report on
Oh my
the
gosh, looks amazing.
That
Ooh
looks
la la. Ooh la la.
conference. The photos there from
Good for you. Good job. All that
Whatever you
work.
want to do, but you go.
turn the page.
Yeah, it's true.
And there we have Harakeke and the research with growing vegetables in the Harakeke. So there's a horticulture training centre that has the Harakeke compost and 6 different ratios, and the students are taking photos of everything: the porosity, the pH, the root length, the leaf colour. It just goes on and on and on. It's so good. So good. The main thing I want to share today is the batch that I made on the 1st of May. I'm now adding this into my overflow bathtub. So I tip a little bit into there, and then that's the water that I use for the compost and the garden and the pot plants, and it's just going everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So hypothesis, perhaps what May Bruce called a compost activator activates much, much more. Like you were saying, drink it and you feel activated. So is it a vitality enhancing life potion? I don't know.
I think so. I would say let me be an experiment. But I think so. And I think my child and the benefits are massive.
Yeah. So the last few days this week, there's been something magical in the air. I'm trying to work out what it is. And in the New Zealand calendar, it was moon conjunct Neptune and then moon conjunct Saturn this week. And the sun just went into Taurus, like in the sidereal.
So mastery of time and dreams, right?
Say that again.
Mastery of time, Saturn, mastery of dreams, and bringing messages from the ethers, right? Yeah, big time. Saturn.
So lots of composting happening, and the soil feels lovely, and the plants feel lovely. And it's like there was one moment I had 3 monarch butterflies dancing around, like I raised over 20 little baby monarchs inside. That there's a good chance they've come home to where they were born, and
Yeah.
maybe they recognize. It's just weirdly magical. What else? New moon coming up this weekend. But I'm preparing for the Biodynamic Conference in Christchurch down the South Island in August.
Ooh,
We've got a
exciting.
proposal for early childhood education workshops. And I did a blend for a piece of land that I harvest harakeke from that's got nasty glyphosate residue, that I came up with a remedy for the glyphosate, and just cleavers came in as needing to be added to make it
Cleavers
stick.
come to me too lately. That's so interesting.
Isn't it?
Okay, let's write it down. Let's not forget. I need to write it down. Cleavers. Because that's the third time it's come to me now. Okay, thank you, Sassy.
And today, in the email, do you get emails from Evolutionary Herbalism? Sage?
No, I should.
His email
maybe
today.
I do. I need to look. Maybe I do. Evolutionary Herbalism. I'll check.
His email today is Cleavers, the inner water purifier. It's like, wow. Let's geek out on hellebores and cleavers.
Hellebores and cleavers. So I think that's so interesting. It was not Evolutionary Herbalism that sent it to me. It was more that it was a woman who said, like, how are you dealing with perimenopause? And what are some of your symptoms? And did you know that if you drink cleavers, it's going to help? And so that was how it came into my consciousness, was more through, again, ingesting these incredible medicines. Because it's not just for, like, we are nature. If it works for them, it'll work for us, right? Like,
and if it works for us, it'll be beneficial for them. Yeah.
So now I have to go find.
Super cool.
Let this be the new. I feel really passionate about this cleavers thing. Okay, cool.
So yeah, that's all my news. But 2 weeks from now, 1 year celebration.
Okay, let's plan something really special. Let's plan something that feels so, like, truly, we've both put a lot of work into this. I feel so excited, and I don't know how it's going to manifest, but I also know that we're onto something. We really are, because I feel the difference in my body, in my life, in my mind. It's radical change, but it's also necessary change. And I think that there's something really special about this combination of herbs. And when you ingest them, when you spray them, we haven't even really talked about spraying them beyond just creating the floral compost activator. But how do we deep dive into teaching people to do that? Maybe that's beneficial for this next couple of weeks. Is like deep diving into, what do you do? So you've made your preparation. What do you do? Because maybe people need that next piece. I don't know.
I don't know. And I'm curious. How do we help people? It's a will thing to actually take the flowers from the jar and then do this and then get it out in the garden. And I wonder if it's a little bit of perfectionism, if it's a little bit of, I know with the biodynamic remedies, they're so expensive that a lot of people put them in the drawer until it's the perfect time and it's done the perfect way, and they don't want to waste it.
This is what I've learned. If you wait till the perfect time, they dry out, and you can't even, when you dehydrate, the energy is gone. So there is like an immediacy. And I also think it's about really empowering people to make your own energetic alignment with your space. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be offerings of all of these things. And I think that is a real key piece. Huge.
I just circled the word offerings. I think
Offering.
that's the vibe for me for the next 2 weeks, and we'll see what
Okay, let's
comes.
do that. Let's lean into offerings for the next. Let me write it down to you. Cleavers and offerings. I love it. I love you so much. I miss you so much. Just seeing you, it just warms my heart to the end.
I wish we were like lived close enough to actually kind of get together and make compost and share a meal.
I want you so bad. Like, I think of you so much.
I would be glad for you.
We would be so glad for you. Like, it would help us so much. So anytime you can get on a plane, you just come be with us.
She's not.
And we've got the portal.
I know. She's all the way in New Zealand.
I thought she was in Canada.
No, she's in New Zealand. Remember, she's so far. It's tough.
We'll make it happen.
But it doesn't matter. It's like little light. It's like these heart. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
It's like a heartworm.
A heartworm. Yeah.
When there's something about being on the same like fractal, right?
Yeah, and it's almost like you have to be there and I have to be here. Otherwise, we can't do like share it. But like, I just want you to come so bad.
We'll make it happen. It might not be Canada. It might be Russia. It might be Japan. It might be Melbourne. Came to me today. You told me my
Melbourne is my Jupiter. It's on my Jupiter line. So it's like one of the only places on the entire planet that my Jupiter line runs. Every other place is not as beneficial. Melbourne is like a real positive spot for me. So I would gladly.
Okay. Anyone watching this, Melbourne, make it happen.
Thank you, universe.
Yeah. I want to let you go.
Knock on wood.
Thank you so much for joining us, Zazzy. I know it's a challenge.
No, it's beautiful. This is homeschool. And this is like being in alignment, right? Like living radically different, but being totally transparent is such a trip. And I know you've done it. And I know that you've done the Waldorf school, homeschool, as well as working within the Waldorf school system. So you really get it. And we're in the heart of it. She's 8. Like there's no peak. Like this is like, we're in the peak of it. And I know it's going to change and transition, but Waldorf homeschooling for me is just the priority. And it's beautiful. And it brings me so much joy. Thank you. Oh, I love it. Mom.
Yay.
Nailing it.
I drew you one.
Even when I start to feel like I'm losing it. Nailing it. What's this one?
This is
Oh, Zazzy.
Nothing wrong with losing it.
These are beautiful. Do you want to
Gorgeous.
show her your galaxy you made?
Oh, yeah.
This will be the last thing, and we'll say goodbye. Wow. Pretty cool.
Love that.
Pretty cool. I mean, what they come up with is like...
Gorgeous.
Happiness. We love you.
Love you too. Good to see you both.
Your
Bye.
heart has a rainbow in it.
Your heart has rainbow in it now.